On May 19th, 2021, Lightfoot stated she would only choose reporters of color for interviews on the occasion of her 2-year anniversary in office. Okay. This sparked considerable backlash, with many calling for her resignation, including Tulsi Gabbard. Judicial Watch sued Lightfoot on behalf of the Daily Caller, alleging Lightfoot violated journalists Thomas Catenassi's First and 14th Amendment rights. Well, that's dumb. Yeah, it's pretty dumb. Man, I like... What's that Twitter account? End Wokeness? I hate to say it, man, and I'm not trying to give them credit or whatever, but I kind of agree with End Wokeness on this. If a white celebrity said this, she would be unemployed within hours.
Who are you rooting for tonight?
I'm rooting for everybody black. I am. Betting on black tonight.
5 years ago here at the Emmys, you told us that you were rooting for everybody black. Tonight, Issa Rae, who are you rooting for?
Everybody black. Nothing has changed. It will never change.
Just... God damn. There's nothing wrong with what she said, what the fuck? Really? In fairness, it's a reaction to acting undervaluing POC, I think. No, listen, okay, the problem is, okay, I'm busting out my cunt right now, okay? My opposition to racial bias is categorical. Obviously, in, like, a utilitarian sense, like, white supremacy is way the fuck more damaging than black supremacy in, like, rhetoric. But we should not be trying to, like, flip on our heels to have to justify why it's okay to do this, that, the other, you know? For one, it's politically damaging. What's with chat? I don't see the problem with black supporting black. Sapphic Arrow Ace. Really? It's not about black people supporting black people. It's that, obviously, if a white actress was asked that question, she said, yeah, I'm just supporting anyone who's white. Immediately, that would be considered ultra-racist, and it would be, even if it is more consequentially harmful, because we live in a white supremacist society, for white supremacy to be demonstrated over stuff that sounds like black supremacy. I think, especially in a professional environment, it's kind of fucking weird to just, like, out that, you know? I'm not talking about jokes with your friends. I'm not talking about video essays where you have time to flesh out your opinions. We're talking about, like, politicians and celebrities just casually dropping rhetoric that is identical to racist rhetoric, but, you know, like, flipped, I guess. What Lightfoot said here was explicitly racist, and also, like, actually really bad. Saying that you would only hire non-white reporters for interviews of you is pointless. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't empower anyone, but it's like such an obviously politically damaging take. Can you reiterate to the chat that it's just bad optics? Even if it was just bad optics, this is a politician. Optics matter. But it's also not just that, you know? I don't like the idea that we automatically assume the best intentions whenever rhetoric that would be racist if the races were flipped gets uttered by black people. Because we know for a fact that a lot of black people actually are kind of anti-white. And in a public space that's already so charged, discourse-wise, we really shouldn't be leaning on these, like, controversial statements that have no benefit outside of inciting and propelling conservative reactionary discourse to no, like, there's no point. There's no... I think it'd be fine if they said they were supporting a fellow Irish person, right? Yes, I think that would be fine. Because there is a difference between, like, ethnic preferentialism and racial preferentialism. Broadly, we categorically distinguish between these things. If a white actress who was Irish was asked who she's written for, and she was like, oh yeah, no wait, that's Scottish. Okay, fine, Scottish. And she was like, oh yeah, written for any other Scots in the audience tonight? Yeah, or whatever the fuck they sound like. I don't think people would get super mad about that. That'd still be kind of weird. If they're an actor, like, known for being... Okay, so Joe Biden is Irish, right? If Joe Biden made a joke, we're like, yeah, you know, oh, who's your favorite? Mr. Biden, President Biden, who's your favorite Democrat in Congress, sir? I can't choose. No, just let us know. Are there any Irish? Yeah, any Irish ones? And then he leaves. Like, I think that'd be very different from him being like any white ones. Because in America, we don't really have a history of ethnic preferentialism when it comes to racism. In fact, we have a history of the opposite, where white supremacy is about erasing the ethnic history of white people within that category and embracing them as a kind of holistic, ambiguous white with no, like, tie or no like in-group separations, you know? White supremacy is about pretending there aren't ethnic differences between Brits and Anglos and Italians and French and so on and so forth. But I think it would be different if we were in like Serbia or something, right? Because like if it was like a Serb versus Albanian thing, and they had like the cross Kosovo, Albanian, Serbian, Balkan thing, and somebody's like, well, who are you supporting tonight? It's like, I'm supporting fellow Serb. And it's like, okay, well, Serbs just tried to kill all the fucking Kosovars, so like maybe we should dial that back a bit. It's a contextual thing. Vaush, we do have historical discrimination against ethnic whitehood in America, as you talked about it yourself before, like literally against people who are Irish and Italian. Irish and Italian people were discriminated against for being non-white because at that time they were considered non-white. When they got folded into whiteness, into the amalgam, the distinction ceased to matter. It's not like white people in America have been racist against like ethnic groups in America that aren't white. You know, it's not like they're racist against Nigerians or whatever. It's black people. It's like a racial thing. The closest counter I could think to that would maybe be like the Chinese Exclusion Acts, but like obviously the dynamic has advanced since then, right? Like it's not as though like there's a racism against like, I don't know. Well, actually with the COVID stuff, there was a kind of specific anti-Chinese racism, but even then the retards who got mad at Chinese people because COVID happened don't know the difference between Chinese and Korean and Japanese and all other people. So, you know, it's kind of like how people were like hate criming Sikhs after 9/11, like they had anything to fucking do with it. I don't know. Now this is a dumb take. What dumb? I just like rambled like 20 things.
So what exactly are white people superior at?
Honey, lying, stealing, and cheating.
Manipulation, withholding information,
Lying, telling lies.
All right. Well, yeah, I should have just left this one in the vent channel. This is rage bait. Yeah, it is rage bait. For sure. The question is just phrased incorrectly, but the sentiment is fine. No, the no. The question shouldn't be asked at all, okay? Like, there are problems with black culture broadly in America. If we are to refer to a thing and it is known as black culture, there are identifiable problems with it. I know it. You all know it. We know there are problems with what we would call white culture broadly. But if somebody was to ask me, like, what are black people good at? And then like a bunch of white people stared at the camera where they were like, abandoning their children, doing crimes, wearing their pants down below. It's like, okay, whoa. But like, we know that that's really dumb, but it's not just dumb because it's racist. It's dumb because it's inherently essentialist framing.